Hi guys, welcome back to Clutter Fairy, where I help you get clutter-free so you can be stress-free. Families are busier than ever these days, so I'm going to show you how to stay on top of everyone's busy schedules by creating a command center. Make sure you watch till the end for my secret tip. So, what is a command center? A command center is a place where everyone's schedules, to-do lists, and activities are centrally organized so that you can keep your stress and clutter at bay. So let's get started. So before you decide where your command center is going to be or what it's going to look like, you need to know what's going in it. So pull out all of the important information that you're always going to, schedules, invitations, events that you have coming up, things that you're constantly referencing, even if it's recipes, menus, anything. Pull it all out, spread it out on a table so that you can start compiling the categories. This is when you need to decide, do you need a wall calendar? Do you need an inbox for your mail? This is the time when you decide what you want to have in this place so that you can start creating the homes for each one of them. There's no set rule on what items need to be in your command center, especially since your decision may be heavily influenced on where you're going to create it and what's going inside of it. So, you might want to use an existing piece of furniture, like a refrigerator, a bookshelf, a small table, or you might think about just putting it directly on wall space that you have. If you are in a small space, you can even use the back of a cabinet door or a back of a wall. Again, this is going to work for you and your family. Just make sure it's a space where everyone can keep up with last-minute items as they're going in and out of the house. You also want to make sure that it doesn't become a catch-all. That would just make it more stressful for you. So decide ahead of time what absolutely does not go in this space. So if you don't want newspapers, magazines, backpacks, shoes going in that space, make that the rule. But you also need to make sure if these are frequently dumped items at the door, that you have a home for these items. So create another spot for backpacks, for shoes, for magazines. This will absolutely keep it less cluttered and you less stressed. Since you've already decided what categories are going into your command center, take a quick shopping trip through your home. Reuse and repurpose supplies and containers. If you do need to go out, the Dollar Tree has so many amazing items right now, so does Daiso, Target. It doesn't need to be expensive to be functional. Wall calendars are everywhere right now. You can also find some online that are free downloads that you can also make customizable. I just want to caution you, if you're using a whiteboard, a chalkboard, you want to, again, keep it simple. You don't want to have to schedule time to update your calendar once a month. So if you are doing a calendar that you can update easily, make sure it's not something you're going to have to rewrite at the beginning of every month. Simplicity is what's going to make this the most successful. If you do decide to have your mail coming in here, please make that a small space. You don't want to have an overwhelming pile where like, oh, that Clutter Fairy told me to put my mail here and now I have this giant pile. Make it a small container and commit to going through it every 3 to 5 days, no more than a week. This allows you to stay on top of the bills, and to make it even easier, as soon as you walk in the door with that pile of mail, throw away the junk mail. Get one of those awesome privacy stamps you can get on Amazon for, I think they're like $6, $7. Mark out your private information on it and put it right in the recycle bin, or if you really are worried about your information on it, shred it right then and there at your command center. That way what's in your to-go-through box for mail are bills or things that need to be filed, like statements. If you decide to have a menu and recipe board in your command center, a chalkboard or a whiteboard is a great way to go. You can write things out and snap a picture of it before you go to the store. If you find that this isn't enough, if you're using, writing so small that you can't read it, then go ahead and use one of these small notepads. That way you can rip off as you go to the store and have your whole list of shopping items at the ready. Also in your command center, you'll want to consider having a cup for pens, erasers. Sometimes people like to get fancy and use the washi tape. Just make sure it's all contained so that if you do need to update the calendar, you've got the supplies right then and there to keep you on top of things. Last thing I want to suggest, consider your chargers and electronics. There is nothing worse than running out the door and realizing you don't know where your charger is. So if you create a home right when you walk in for your electronics and the charging devices, you'll always know where everything is and there won't be any stress. So the last thing you do here is bring all those important bits of information together and start stocking your command center with your files, your boxes. The really important thing is labeling. Everyone will know what it is if you've got it clearly labeled. Okay, don't hate me for this, but the super secret tip is making sure you're using your command center. Seriously, like I said, it takes about 20 to 40 days to establish a new habit. Make it a point to use your new command center. Direct family members to it if they're asking you questions. Make sure that you're updating it on a regular basis so when they do need it, they can find it. If you find a certain area of your command center isn't working, don't abandon the whole thing. Just make some tweaks until it fits your family needs. Once you're used to using it and your family members are, you will love knowing where everything is and knowing how to get the information fast. Well, you guys, that's all I have today. I hope these tips really inspired you to start a command center. If it did, please click the like button below. Comment below with a picture. I'd love to see what yours looks like. Also, I do put up videos every week. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video with tips and suggestions on how to stay organized. See you next week.